What up, y'all? It's your boy Young LA. You are now tuned in to Artist Spotlight.
Dress shoes with the navy blue blazer. Vanilla cream shirt shot at King Toxic. Bad bitches wanna hop in the whip. Pull up in the Escalade, this ain't a Ford Ranger. They wanna talk, so let's talk.
I go by Young LA. I'm an artist here from Seattle. And I got my name when I was younger. My name is Luis, last name's Alfaro. That's how I got it, Young LA. I've always been involved in music way before I even started making music. Back in elementary school, I used to be in plays. And I also used to be in band too, so I did band. And ever since then, when I kept going up and then eventually high school came around, I started to make my own music. Yeah. Just finding beats on YouTube and stuff and do a little bit of writing. Eventually first songs came out. And then high school came around at the end of the year. Me and my homie, we took down first place at our talent show at Kamiak High School. One of my biggest influences, definitely Wiz Khalifa, man. I used to always be listening to his song when I was young. And in middle school, I used to bump the tapes. The 28 grams mixtape, that shit was going crazy. Yeah. Like literally, it was just one of those where every time I heard any of Wiz's music, I always got inspired. And ever since then, I just kept doing my own thing. Yeah. And so many other artists, it started to influence me. Right. Even in the past, if you think about like all the OGs, you got Lil Wayne, you got R&B, you got Akon, Neo, all the old school, and many others more. All of them I used to listen to just growing up in elementary school. Even like rock, like Linkin Park. Like there was so much of that I was listening to in different genres. All those did a lot of influencing to me just in so many different ways, different genres and types of music. Daily experiences for sure. Everything I go through on a daily basis, and things like my dreams, like things that I want to accomplish, things the way I feel. So like the way I feel and my emotions, all that. I feel like I like to look at it as like all that's gotta ooze out somehow. You gotta let somebody know how you feel at any point, day, and time. And what better way than to just go write around a little something that can tell you about the story or whatever it is that you're feeling in the moment. Ooh, definitely it's actually multiple ways. One of the first ones is just right in the studio. Like as soon as I get in there and I hear a beat, my producer, Nuck, he will actually go in and just be like, hey bro, I got this beat. And I'll be like, all right, I'll listen to it. So then when I go in the studio, I'm like, I'll bring the beat with me. He already knows what's up, and I'll be listening. And I'm like, all right, I'm just about to write down right now. The other one is like, I'll be at home and I'll be like, all right, I'm gonna focus on making something a little bit more detailed. Yeah. So I'll write and make some adjustments, arrangements, so that way the next time that I go in, like I got a good idea of that rough draft. Right. Most challenging part, definitely learning to grow. When you want to grow and you want to get better as an artist, taking your current music or your current projects, listening to them and then going, okay, like it gives you ideas for the next one. Yeah. And so sometimes like we can put ourselves down like, no, this ain't it, or no, I can do better. And we might start overthinking, but the real growth happens when you keep going and you don't let that negativity kind of push you under. Learning the mission, I would say, is a good way to put it. Knowing exactly what you're looking forward to every single day. So if you know tomorrow you got something going on or you got priorities, put the deadline in front, and stress, but get rid of it, because it's like you can only be human, so you're gonna stress, but do something about it. Find the time to do things you love. But still remember your mission. You gotta get to the studio. You gotta make sacrifices. You can't do this because you got something to do. Definitely keeping yourself in a good state of mind, because it's also two different things. What your work life or the things you do outside of work. You might have had a bad day because you were at work or something. But when you get back into the next movement, and you want to get in motion, you can use that to your advantage and be like, all right, I'm gonna go harder. When I get in the studio, this is exactly what I'm gonna do because I've been feeling all type of way this week or something. Yeah. Just go through it. Yeah. Go through it. You got no choice. I mean, you just kind of have to power through it and do the best you can, but accept it. That's growth right there, baby. You're gonna get in there. You're gonna go up on top. You're gonna meet people. You're gonna have new opportunities. So instead of like focusing on the nervousness, so to speak, think about the opportunities, the doors you might open. I mean, you might see, a filthy photographer that's in the room. You might see another producer that came to see some of the other artists. Maybe they didn't come to see you, but they came to see somebody, and you're now in the right room. Right. So just keeping that positive mindset, I feel like definitely can go a long way. Especially when you have a lot of negativity around you. So focusing on that positivity and then just knowing that you got to go through one way or another makes it a little easier every single time. So I had a memorable performance. I opened up for an artist, Swisher Sleep. That performance, I had a lot of love come up to me after that show. Showing mad love. Like literally they were like, yo, man, check this out. You killed it out there, good shit. And when you put in work for something and someone recognizes that, it means something. Yeah, so just actually like, just a little bit like over 2 years ago, I stopped making music for like a year. I was trying to get in the right mindset. You know, you go through a lot of things in your life, especially early childhood. And, you know, you live and you learn. And so that can kind of take you off course. It can take you to take an exit. But sometimes you need that. Sometimes you need that to realize you gotta bounce back into the game. You know, and that's super important because sometimes some people, they don't do it. You know, you don't get back in. You're like, all right, you know, I settle for this. And, you know, that's where someone's gonna come in and see the potential that you would have had and say, like, yo, dog, like, question, why didn't you keep going with this? Like, why? Like, you got it, you know? And then you got all these things to say about it. But having that other side of the corner where you can flip around once you know you're in that position where you got to get back on course. Again, like having the right people around you can be very important in this part, in a stage of an artist or person's life, to get you back on course. You know, for someone to go, oh yeah, I know I believe in you, and because of that, I totally want you to get back into it. Bonitas, yeah. So that was third song in Spanish. Second song completely in Spanish, but you know, in the beginning I started kind of dipping into the water a little bit with the Spanish, but then Bonitas came out, and that's when I was like, okay, when I heard that beat, because it came from Colombia, I was like, this has got to go, like this has got to go in a whole different direction. And so it was fun because it was a challenge. It wasn't easy, you know, like I don't speak Spanish every single second of the day, and I don't speak it every day. Actually, yeah, every single day, but not every second of every single day. So that was something that I had to really dial in and just kind of practice it, start getting the rhythm of it, because I want to do more. So I definitely want to get that really like dialed in and just have that excitement, man. The last single I released, One Up, that's currently available on all streaming services. That's my newest single to this day, my latest single. I'm gonna do a couple more singles, and then I'm gonna start working on an album, because I want to get to work for the year. So I'm gonna give y'all a little some, you know, I'll listen to, and then I'm gonna start working on something a little bit bigger. Take some time with it. Fun fact, last year I released 17 songs, but my first songs I didn't release until May. And so I really had 5 extra months that I didn't do nothing, except for work on that project. But I had so much time to be able to add more music. I would like to top that off this year. You know, have more projects and work more, save more money, you know, and invest the money and time that you need to be able to grow. Simple, just do not stop. If that is what you want to do, do not stop. Why would you? That's what you do. It's like even if you don't have certain aspirations to be in a certain place far, you can still keep going if that's something that you want. But your hunger on what exactly you want to do, your goals, do you want to make it big, or are you just trying to stick around and do some shows at your local pub? You know, that's what kind of will separate you from what exactly you do in your musical career. You sing, you act, invest in yourself, invest the time, the money, have the right people around you if you have the right people around you. If not, don't worry, you got yourself. You know, you got the willpower to be able to continue and believe in yourself, and people like to see that. And so to anybody who really is still getting started out and they're asking, you know, I'm lost, or I need guidance, what is one thing that you can tell me right now? It's just don't stop. It's gonna be hard. It's not gonna be easy, because nothing is. You get a first new job, you're gonna find it hard, but eventually you're gonna start doing stuff while looking around, looking all slick, like, yeah, I look good. Now that confidence will bring out in time. If you don't have it in the beginning, don't stress about it. Just give it some time and you'll be golden. It's just the person I am. You know, I'm not anybody, I'm me, and nobody can do me better than me. And so, you know, to anybody, it's the same thing for you. You know, nobody can do better than you can do you. And I think people can shine on that and capitalize that. You know, finding your originality and finding your sound and learning to, try different stuff to, for you to enjoy what it is that you're hearing. Eventually, you're gonna be like, man, that shit go hard. You're like, I didn't think that I could sound like that. But with the right people around you, again, the right producer, the right vocal instructor, whatever you may have, you'll be able to open new doors and figure out exactly what does separate you from another artist. Can you reach your highs super high? Can you only do your lows really low? The singing aspect, a lot of that comes from when I used to be in band and I used to try to find octaves. So I used to always be playing instruments. I used to play the French horn and the saxophone in elementary school and middle school. So I used to always be out trying to find pitches and finding the right octaves and keys, so that way I can be able to play a piece of musical. I remember we played Jurassic Park. Oh. You know that? We were playing Jurassic Park on the French horn. So that it's one of those things that the things that you do will separate you from everybody else. You don't even gotta try too hard. You just gotta be you. Inspiration, though, can come from many sources, but it's almost like where you're like, oh, you could do that? I could do that. I could do that myself. I could do something different. New Year goals for 2023. Engage with the supporters and followers a lot more. Performing's a big one too, and explore new connections, find new people. This time it's gotta be the year. We gotta make it this year. We got more coming. On Instagram, you can find me Young LA Official, YOUNG LA Official, and then Young Rich Flavor on Facebook and Young Rich Flavor on Twitter, and then you can also Young Rich Flavor on TikTok. Muchas gracias. Aquí están escuchando en Artist Spotlight aquí con Young LA. Vamos.